Well, there it is. The newer style shooting star, the Mini. I bought it from a tackle maker, hopefully a prospective customer. And the big thing that I want to let you guys know is when UPS reschedules the delivery date 2 or 3 or 4 times, it almost always means that they've damaged the shipment and they're trying to figure out how to cover themselves. Well, it was dropped off by the front of the shop, and I brought it in here with a cart, and because the cart supports the bottom of the crate, I didn't notice that the bottom was kind of loose. So let's see if I can show you guys. There we go. But the bottom was loose and probably put back on. So hopefully it's okay. Here's my adventure, my excitement. This is actually not my first shooting star. It's just my first shooting star made by Ultramolds. I have an old original one over on the shelf that I've never actually used in its intended configuration. I have the old one that David Alexander at Bear's Baits used to sell. That was made using a pair of Presto pots. And I have used the Presto pots quite a bit. They make a great stirring system. They probably suspend salt better than any other thing I've tried if I'm doing a large batch of something. But I have been told that these do not suspend salt as well. So I may need to use some other sinking additive, or if I'm doing a batch of salt, I may just have to go back to my Presto pots. Alright. Oh. But right now, I just want to see if my machine made it through intact. There we go. Anyway, I only noticed it right here because at this point I was going to just pick this up and carry it over to my tackle bench. But when I started to, as you could see, the base started to come loose. And that's no criticism of Little Bits Baits. He obviously took a great deal of care to build a crate for this. So I have no complaints with him. It appears to be intact. Let's see what we have here. Let's grab the camera. It appears to be intact. I've always liked the new style. I just never got around to buying one because I don't make a lot of my own baits. I mean, I just make enough plastic to test molds when I make one for somebody else. But I've always liked this design because it's insulated. You can see there's a layer of sheet metal around the pot, and then it's got a lid. And on the original, I actually had a great deal of success with heat by just stacking plates of aluminum on top of it to trap the heat instead of having an open top pot. Alright, let's bring the tripod up here and get into there a little deeper. Okay. Well, that looks like it may be an original printout of the instructions. Warning! This manual provides instructions for safety, setup, and operation of this machine. Well, I'm not like most people. I'm not going to throw these away. I'll read those. But I want to get in here and take a look. See if anything didn't make it. right. There's a nice dual injector. Now the real question is, will my old dual injector work with this new machine? I'm gonna go get it. Just a minute. Well, let's take a look here. They are a little bit different size, so this may not catch in the retainer plates, but the nozzles look to be the same, so it might work. This one has an O-ring on it of some type, so maybe add one on that. But anyway, I'll certainly try it out. Now, to see if there's anything damaged besides just the broken base plate. Okay, the pots are not completely attached to the base. Of course, that could just be some screws vibrated loose. Let's see here. We have a Oster type temp controller. I have a bunch of leads for thermocouples, I'm sure. Okay. And I think I'm going to go ahead and let's see. Probably I'm going to regret this, but let's take out that screw and that screw, and the bottom should separate from the box. And that one's a regular Phillips again. There's a board here that screw goes into. The machine should still be connected to the bottom board. All right, things want to come loose. Okay, there's still something connected. Oh, I think there's a second screw that the head got broken off of here. So I'm gonna have to. Yeah, there's two screw holes there, but there was only one screw. That usually indicates with those drywall screws that you broke the screw head off. Hopefully I can get this to break loose. There we go, without destroying the machine. All right. One power cord, two power cords, two Oster style basic heat controllers. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. It looks like these are supposed to be bolted down because there's threaded holes here for them, but those bolts have come loose. I'll have to open up the cabinet and make sure there's nothing loose inside that's going to short out when I power it up. Anyway, it looks like it mostly arrived intact. I guess all I have to say at this point is watch out for future adventures with this machine. I'm back already. Turns out there is one little thing that I'm going to have to deal with. Right over here. Well, probably a lot of little things I'll have to deal with. That's the nature of buying something used, I guess. But right over here, where the basic pot controller plugs in. Looks good, right? Well, there's a little brass or copper sleeve that threads on there. It's on that side, but it's missing on this side. Now that probably could have vibrated loose in shipping and fallen out of the busted bottom of the crate. It could have been accidentally forgotten. I don't know. Worst comes to worst, I will find something and I'll make a sleeve to fit on there. This does have a little screw slot in it, but it could be a shop-made part by the manufacturer, or it could be a purchased part. I don't know. Here, let's zoom in on that a little closer. Well, that's pretty well zoomed in. But as you can see, that little sleeve that connects to the heating element is missing, or one of them is missing. So I'll have to do something about that before I can use it. Yeah, I don't have any more time to mess around with that injector today. That's more personal than business, although it is definitely business related. I got to get this pencil sinker mold done. I've got the bottom set up so that a number 7 brass eyelet will drop right into it. Anyway, I've got to take that off the machine and get hinges and handles on it and alignment pins. And then I've got these that I finished up. Hold on, let's zoom out here. I've got these. These are 8 count and these are 10 count castnet sinker molds, and I got to get hinge pins and handles on those and get those shipped out too. So I don't have any more time today to mess around with the new injection machine, and that's why.